Good evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching Imani Television, the #1 station that builds your faith in Christ Jesus. I hope you had a lovely day. Welcome to News Hour, today being the 25th day of the month of July. We have lined up a number of stories for you concerning the back and forth between the opposition and the government. So before we begin our bulletin, remember that you can follow our live YouTube video and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Imani Television and leave a comment there. You can as well SMS your feedback through our SMS number appearing on your screen and our Facebook page at Imani Television. Let's get our top stories tonight.
Mimi ndio niko mstari ya mbele kusanya ushuru. Na wale wanasanya ushuru ni wale wako na kitu. Kama huna kitu, hauna shida, hakuna mtu atakuuliza chochote. Sio kama tunaelewana. Tuko pamoja.
Kijana wetu mwenye hakuwa na mawe kwa mkono, mwenye hakuwa na bunduki kwa mkono, mwenye hakuwa na silaha kwa mkono, hakuwa hata na kisu, polisi wanapiga risasi wanamuua. Baba yake ndio huyu hapa. Wamemuua huko Nairobi, amepigwa risasi. Tunaambia polisi, please act professionally.
Ijumaa tulipojaribu kuomba ile ambayo ni bond ama cash bail, mahakama ikasema kwamba
amepeana amri kwamba ni lazima kuwe na usalama usiku. So mambo ya kujificha kwa candle, ati kwamba mtaka kuwasha candle mkitaka kuomboleza na wale ambao waliaga, na sisi wote tunaomboleza, tuko na njia ambazo tunaweza omboleza.
We never expected the state-sponsored genocide that is taking place. My intention, therefore, is to jumpstart a candid discussion about these developments, share our fears and perspectives, and listen to yours too.
Be okay with the recommendation that this committee carries that miracles, live transmission of miracles be banned like they do in Nigeria.
Live coverage, first of all, exposes the lies.
It is generated, and given the recurrent droughts and all that, we had to look for alternatives source of incomes. So we are diversifying the livelihoods, and therefore the concept of ujuzi mashinani.
Sai kiangazi wanahangaika kwa ajili ya maji.
Tangu enzi ya wabeberu walipounda haijawahi wekwa resources zingine ya kusafisha, na tunaona tunaenda hasara.
In Nandi, I could produce maize, while you in Mombasa couldn't produce the same, but you still need to eat that ugali.
Tunaomba county government, tafadhali tuma watu wako uone vile aero imechafuka, hatuwezi fanya kazi kama inatakikana.
Welcome to the broadcast. My name is BARASA SAENYI Nicholas, and our sign language interpreter is Phyllis Merikwa Arunga. All right, we begin our bulletin tonight. Before we begin, remember that you can always follow our social media handles at Facebook, that is Imani Television on Facebook, and on YouTube at Imani Television. Opposition leader Raila Odinga now claims that the country is in the formative stages of genocide and political persecution. Speaking at the International Press Conference in Nairobi on Tuesday, Raila said that they are collecting evidence that will be presented to the International Court of Justice, that is the ICC in The Hague, against police-sanctioned atrocities in Kenya, and appeal to the court to open a file on the matter. Let's see.
We never expected the state-sponsored genocide that is taking place. My intention, therefore, is to jumpstart a candid discussion about these developments, share our fears and perspectives, and listen to yours too. The most important discussion in our country today is the high taxes, rising cost of living, and the ensuing protests. Although the tax protests had been initiated by Azimio, it has since gone beyond the party. after the passage of the Finance Act, Kenyans have defied party, political and regional divides and united to resist punitive taxation and demand the lowering of the cost of basic commodities. That the tax burden is unbearable is no longer a party issue. It is a Kenyan issue. The response by the state to the protests has given way to something that now looks like even more ominous than the high cost of living that the protests were initially about. We are witnessing unprecedented police brutality. We are also witnessing an unprecedented phenomenon of the state resorting to armed militia.
Now, and following the cancellation of the Wednesday to Friday demonstrations by the Azimio la Umoja coalition, the ruling United Democratic Alliance Party, that is UDA, has given a statement today concerning the same. Through the party's Secretary General Cleophas Malala, the party has called out former President Uhuru Kenyatta to respect the current President William Ruto and to give the government an ample time to deliver to the citizen of Kenya. Malala has also criticized the planned candle lighting event for the victims of brutality as seen on the demonstrations, saying that the government will not condone any form of crime at night disguised as mourning. Let's watch.
Mstaafu Uhuru Kenyatta akubali rais wetu afanye kazi yake na aache kila wakati kumuingilia, na akitaka kwamba rais aweze timiza zile ahadi ambazo Kenya aliahidi wa Kenya, basi awache kusponsor zile fujo ambazo zinakuwa. Mwisho vile ningependa kuambia pia wale watu wa upinzani, tunajua mpango wenyu kwamba mmeahirisha maandamano on Wednesday na mkasema kwamba watu waashe candle usiku, ati kwamba usiku watu waende vigil. Sisi tunataka kuambia, tunajua mnataka kuleta uhalifu usiku, na mtu yoyote ambaye ataleta uhalifu usiku tunamwambia kwamba rais wetu amepeana amri kwamba ni lazima kuwe na usalama usiku. So mambo ya kujificha kwa candle, ati kwamba mtaka kuwasha candle mkitaka kuomboleza na wale ambao waliaga, na sisi wote tunaomboleza. Tuko na njia ambazo tunaweza omboleza. Tunaweza enda kanisani, muende muomboleze, muombe familia zile. Mnaweza enda katika boma za wale ambao walikuwa affected, muende kwa boma zao. Lakini kusema kwamba ati usiku mtakuwa mnaasha candle, mnataka kujificha kwa maneno ya night vigil, mulete fujo usiku, mjue kwamba tushajua hiyo sisi kama serikali, na tutahakikisha kwamba usalama ya wananchi wa Kenya wako sawa. Sasa hivi Kenya iko stable sana. Hatuna haja na handshake sababu so far we are very stable. Tuko na nambari super majority katika parliament. Tuko na 2/3 in parliament, tuko na 2/3 in the Senate, na serikali inaendeshwa vizuri. Mumeona zile bei ya bidhaa za chakula imeanza kushuka. Muona bei ya mafuta sasa imeanza kushuka. Next week tunaenda kuwa na bumper harvest kutoka next week August. Tunaenda kuwa na bei ya mahindi inaenda pia kushuka.
Now, the National Assembly Budget and Appropriations Committee has endorsed allocation of 4 billion Kenyan shillings annually as allowances for village elders. The Ndindi Nyoro-led committee approved the publication of the National Government Coordination Amendment Bill, which, if adopted by Parliament, will see each village elder receiving at least 7,000 shillings per month. Let's listen.
Basically, we require about between 4 billion and 5 billion Kenya shillings to pay them every year. We are proposing that they be paid 1,000 shillings per sitting, and they can have a sitting every week. So that those are 4 sittings in a week. That will be 4,000 shillings. We start with the village elders, then another time we move to the Nyumba Kumi, so that the entire national government system on the ground is remunerated, and therefore government services can be received, including security, arbitration and ADR services that they provide in a more efficient manner.
Since we all appreciate the work these people are doing, I think it is time now we implemented the proposal to appreciate them either through a token of appreciation, through an allowance, or even through a salary.
Someone can ask, why spend 258 million in a year to do awareness of the same? On HIV and AIDS, if they contract these diseases, it's left entirely on the government to provide the ARVs. But when we make these things aware to our people, the country will even make more because we have a productive and
Now moving forward, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights has called on the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, to investigate allegations of abuse against protesters by police officers during opposition's demonstrations. The commission expressed concerns about the resurgence of abductions and extrajudicial killings reportedly perpetrated by police officers in the past. They emphasized that while the national police are responsible for maintaining law and order while respecting constitutional provisions, incidents such as raids on homes in areas like Kisumu and improper arrest coupled with brutality and torture are clear violations of citizens' rights. Let's watch.
National Police Service is mandated to maintain law and order while observing and respecting constitutional provisions. Breaking into homes, as was seen in Kisumu and other places, and affecting improper arrests while dispensing brutality and torture infringes upon the rights of citizens and violates their dignity and sanctity of their private spaces. The Commission calls on the police and other security agents to conduct arrests in a lawful and respectful manner, adhering to established procedures and respecting the rights and dignity of individuals. Respect for judiciary presence and dispersal of citizens. The judiciary is an arm of government and an independent institution in Kenya, and its presence must be respected as spaces for the administration of justice. Reports and recorded cases of security agents violently dispersing citizens and journalists within court premises violates the principles of separation of powers and undermines the rule of law. The Commission urges the government to ensure the protection of the judicial spaces and uphold the independence of that judiciary, allowing citizens and journalists to exercise their right to freedom of expression and access to information without fear of intimidation.
Now on to other matters. Traders at Ahero Market in Kisumu County have given the Kisumu County government a 7-day notice to improve the cleanliness of the market, or else they will stage a protest. According to the traders, their efforts to receive sanitation services from the county government have been in vain, with regular meetings yielding no results. Emodi Alan tells us more.
In Ahero Market in Kisumu County is facing a cleanliness issue with the drains filled with wastewater, posing a health risk to both traders and buyers. According to the vendors, this situation has persisted for the past 2 months, even since the pipes carrying wastewaters were damaged during floods, and now they are clogged with wastewater.
Hiyo drainage maji inajaa kila mara na kuharibu vizaa ambayo tuko nayo hapa. Tunaomba county government, tafadhali tuma watu wako uone vile Ahero imechafuka, hatuwezi fanya kazi kama inatakikana.
Kama anaweza kubali niwekee watu wa kufanyia kazi ya cleaning. Hakuna watu, iko watu peke yake ya revenue peke yake. Sasa hiyo ndio shida kubwa sana kwa hii Ahero.
In response to this problem, the traders have given the Kisumu County government a 7-day notice to address the sanitation concerned in the market.
Sisi tumechoka, wakuje Ahero tusaidia sisi. Kama sio hivyo, sisi tutarogota pesa Tuesday kumanage naye soko, kutengeneza naye soko, kufanya naye service, au wa collect siku 6, sisi tu collect Tuesday.
Kwa hiyo mkutano yote yenye tumeweka, tumekaa pamoja na hao, tukazungumza kama binadamu na binadamu, lakini imekataa. Hakuna mafanikio yote yenye tunapata kutoka kwao. hakuna hata moja, ambapo kwa saa hii tunasema kuanzia Monday hakuna kutoa ushuru wa aero hii.
A similar situation was reported at Sudu Market a month ago, but the county government responded by sending sanitation trucks and designating a specific area for waste disposal to clean up the market. Reporting for Imani Television, I'm Emodia Alan.
All right. Now, a section of televangelists has defended the live broadcasting of miracles as they happen during church services. Appearing before the Senate committee probing the Shakahola tragedy, the clerics argued that miracles occur spontaneously and cannot be controlled. Senators have alleged that some unscrupulous members of the clergy were faking miracles during live television broadcasts to swindle unsuspecting followers. Let's watch this story.
So anybody who preaches and puts a M-Pesa number, we need to question. Those are the early signs to show that they are exploiting people.
Would you be okay with the recommendation that this committee carries that miracles, live transmission of miracles be banned like they do in Nigeria?
Live coverage, first of all, exposes the lies and should be encouraged. The live broadcast of the miracles should be encouraged.
Yes.
Because everyone watching can tell that this is not edited.
Yes.
This is not photoshopped. This is true.
We cannot ban the broadcasting of live miracles because none of us has control of when and how they will happen.
The men of the cloth have been captured live, rehearsing under the watch of the boys in blue before the main service. And after the main service, it's clear what happened.
Well, if a miracle has happened, we involved the doctors from Kenya who are registered by the Kenya Medical Practitioners Board to confirm whether truly a miracle happened.
It would be tricky and not in line with the Bible for the state quite to supervise church or provide laws that guide manner, how and who to lead in religious practice.
One of our pastors, who has a very large church, did not even go to school. So now where do we start? Do we start by taking them to primary, then secondary, then certificate or diploma? No, they are doing a very good job in their mother tongue.
Now, moving forward, agricultural officers from 33 counties have gathered in Mombasa to discuss ways of stabilizing the agricultural sector, agricultural and food production sector, that is. The officers noted that there is need for continued preservation of crop species that are productive in different climatic conditions around the country, even as the government promises to find market to enrich the farmer. Let's watch.
Designed to contribute to the transformation of the smallholder farming systems by facilitating the transition from subsistence to commercial farming through increased value addition and market participation. This project has the potential to transform agriculture into a viable sector through the commercialization and access to credit approach.
We are going to pick value chains which you can make significant investments and actually transform the lives of the communities that we are serving.
In Nandi, I could produce maize, while you in Mombasa couldn't produce the same, but you still need to eat that ugali. So if you produce something that I need and I produce something that you need, we all synergize together and make sure that we are able to serve this country and make sure that we feed ourselves, but don't also depend so much on other countries.
Let us remember that agriculture is devolved and county governments bear the burden of the decision made by the county or national government. Let us ensure that the spirit of the Constitution is the center of any programming and policy making. So as counties, we look forward to the upcoming farmer registration under the project, and as a committee, we remain committed to the same.
Kenya Kwanza government's bottom-up economic agenda places agriculture at the center of development and prioritizes the realization of 100% food and nutrition security for all Kenyans.
We will never achieve food security if we do not have candid conversations about how we need to move forward, how we need to synergize, how we need to avoid silo working, and how we need to structure a program that will be convenient to the common mwananchi, above all any other business.
Now from Mombasa County, we head back to Trans Nzoia, where residents of Kibomet area in Trans Nzoia County are living in fear as the ponds they relied on for water supply to their farms and livestock are being infested with water hyacinth. The rapid growth of water hyacinth inside these ponds has raised concerns among the residents, who are now urging the Trans Nzoia Environmental Department to come up with the effective strategy to control these weeds and save the Kibomet and BKK ponds. Otherwise, these ponds might become a thing of the past, leading to a potential water shortage for the crops and livestock.
Omba serikali waweze kutusaidia kwa kutengeneza hii bahari ili itusaidie kama vile ilikuwa inatusaidia zamani. Tunaona mahali pengine saa hii kiangazi wanahangaika kwa ajili ya maji.
Tangu enzi ya wabeberu walipounda haijawahi wekwa resources nyingine ya kusafisha.
The Nakuru County government has signed a memorandum of understanding with the government of Israel to cultivate the spirulina plant in the Njoro constituency. This project aims to strengthen the food supply program for the schools in the county. Speaking to the media in Nakuru, Governor Susan Kihika emphasized that poverty has led to many students discontinuing their education. She also called for food distribution projects in school to be established to ensure that students' learning is not disrupted due to hunger.
To bring with our Israeli know-how to Kenyan community.
Spirulina farming in Nakuru County is being undertaken on trial basis in schools in Njoro sub-county. In that meeting, we explored ways through which the Israeli government can help complement this initiative, not only in terms of providing food for the ECD pupils, but to also help improve the dietary component of the program through farming of spirulina.
Engineers Without Borders, which is an Israeli NGO working in different countries, but chose Nakuru to launch a pilot that can be a gateway to Kenya as a whole and beyond, and food security.
And now non-governmental organizations in Samburu County have continued the process of providing vocational training courses to the pastoralist community in Baragoi area of northern Samburu. As for the images on your screen, this step is seen as an effective way to empower the residents economically and put an end to livestock theft. Through this training, pastoralists can enhance their farming practices, increase livestock productivity, and access better markets, thus improving their income and livelihoods. Providing alternative means of income to pastoralists can help reduce or completely eliminate livestock theft, which has often been a problem in pastoralist regions.
Insecurity, such residents of Baragoi, North Samburu, have showcased their acquired skills during the launch of the grassroots skill program organized in the area. At least 200 residents, particularly those affected by early pregnancies, young men involved in the cases of insecurity, have participated in this training.
It is generated, and given the recurrent droughts and all that, we have to look for alternatives source of income. So we are diversifying the livelihoods, and therefore the concept of ujuzi mashinani ensures that other than just relying on traditional livelihoods such as livestock, these youth, particularly both men, boys and girls, actually have additional skills.
We were able to notice that most of our youth are not able to play a role in the major growth sector in Samburu County because of two major issues. There is the issue of illiteracy, and there is also the issue of inaccessibility of learning centers.
Some of the young mothers have admitted to benefiting from the program, which has improved their nutrition and the livelihood of their families significantly.
Sisi tunafurahia, tumefika kijiji cha Bendera, tumepata ujuzi mingi, barabara hapo tunashirikiana, sisi na Wasamburu na Waturkana, hatuna shida yoyote. Sasa kwa hapa darasa tunashirikiana, kitabu moja ndio tunatumia, kalamu moja ndio tunatumia, Sasa sisi wote ni kitu kimoja.
According to the Member of Parliament for North Samburu, Eli Letipila, the program was up to reconcile the young men from the warrior community into a peaceful, productive path. Reporting,
which is bringing together Turkana youth and Samburu youth who otherwise would be engaged in other activities which would most likely not be peaceful, and it has integrated the youth who otherwise would be fighting. So the program has been really important to us as a peace-enhancing initiative.
I think we have seen today a Moran from Samburu and a Moran from Turkana actually holding together, equipments and actually doing some work. That is the coexistence we want. So it also serves as a peace dividend. Instead of, going to the villages.
All right. Let's head to some sports news where Erik ten Hag says Manchester United are making progress in their pursuit of a new striker and wants a resolution as soon as possible. The acronymous exit of Cristiano Ronaldo and January loan move for Wout Weghorst has underlined the need for attacking acquisition. United have signed midfielder Mason Mount and goalkeeper Andre Onana this summer, but work continues to sign a striker with Atlanta's Rasmus Højlund targeted.
The only thing what I can say is we do everything what's in our power to get that done, and it's up to me, as soon as possible. How earlier, the better, because we have to integrate them in the team, in the way of play. So in an ideal situation, he was already here, but you're not always getting ideal situations as manager, and that is then you have to deal with the situation.
Marcus Rashford scored 30 goals last season, a huge leap from the previous season. How confident are you that he can reproduce those figures next season?
And the team has to play well to put him in the right position. And when the team is playing well, so when when we keep the rules and principles in our way of play, and Rashford's attitude is right, and he puts himself in the right position, he will finish. Because he has such great abilities when he's in the box. So when when we keep the rules and principles in our way of play, and Rashford's attitude is right, and he puts himself in the right position, he will finish. Because he has such great abilities when he's in the box. He's clinical.
Well, that marks the end of our bulletin tonight. Thank you so much for watching News Hour, and thank you also for watching Imani Television. Keep watching this channel because it builds our faith in Jesus Christ, and you also get uplifted with our music. My name is Barasa SAENYI. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been Phyllis Merikwa Arunga, and on behalf of our whole production crew, we say thank you for watching News Hour. Have a blessed night.
Wajua ukulima unatawala uchumi wa Kenya na ina uajiri wa hali ya juu. Basi hapa Imani Television tunakuletea kipindi cha ukulima mazao bora, upate kufahamishwa ukulima wa aina mbalimbali na kujifunza kutoka kwa wakulima waliobobea katika sekta hii na wataalamu wengine. Jiunge nami Zerida Chepkosgei kila Jumanne saa 2 usiku upate kujuzwa mengi.